Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another speed build here on my channel. I guess I need to stop denying that I'm a builder at this point, because the way I keep doing these huge builds when I do speed builds is ridiculous for me to continue to say I'm not a builder. But hi guys, I know it's been a minute. If you're new here, hi, my name is Makia. My channel name is xVeenaFredishayx, which is Simlish for Let's Play. I have been away from my channel for about 3 months, and I kind of keep doing it unintended, but I kind of want to explain it in this video. I kind of just want to rant a little bit because I don't really necessarily explain my thoughts on the game too much on this channel. I usually just post videos with me playing the game, and that's it. Basically, every once in a while I may say something here and there in the video, but I don't really go too much into depth. And because I've been away for a while, I kind of felt like I needed to do that in a video. And because I was also getting an itch to build while I was away, because to be honest, majority of the time that I was away, I wasn't really playing my game because I'm kind of burnt out. But before we get into that, I kind of want to tell you what you are seeing me build before we get into me ranting about my thoughts on the game. The house that you're watching me build is for my first legacy challenge that I ever played in The Sims, ever, Sims 3 or Sims 4. I finally finished it months ago, sometime last year or earlier this year. I don't know, last year. Last year, I can't remember at this point, it's been so long. But yes, I finished it recently. It took me forever to finish a 10 generation legacy challenge, but I finally finished it. I'm enjoying my family and I wanted to continue to play, but the house that they were living in, I was kind of feeling bored and over it, and felt like, you know what, when we hit the finish of the challenge, I'm gonna build a new house when it's time for the final heir to kind of really take over. And that's where we are, because after I recorded I recorded a current household on me completing the challenge. So if you have not watched it out, I will link it somewhere in the video so you can check that out if you have not watched it, to see my final 9th and 10th generation of this challenge. And actually, after I finished recording that video, my 9th generation passed away. So I literally kind of stopped playing for quite a while after that, because once you get attached to a family after so many generations, to be honest, at least for me, once that heir kind of goes on, especially if it's an heir that I was very much in love with, I kind of take a little break away from family. Even if I love their children, I kind of take a break after their death, because it's like, I need time to mourn. I need to move on to some other families and then miss some and then come back. So that's what I was kind of doing. And because I was getting the itch to build, I figured I would build their house and kind of make it kind of grand, because I felt like it deserved to be, after 10 generations, it should be a grand house that looked like it's had some money put into it, because we've had some famous people over time. We've had several different families, several different generations in this household, and I've never moved out any spares. Correction, for most of it I did move out any spares. Not until generation 9 did I have to move out a spare, and that's because I needed to move in the husband, or the soon-to-be husband, of my next heir. So I had no space for him, so I had to move her out, the spare out. But anyway, that's the first time I've had to move out. So that's why this household has been maxed out several times. So I've had to have several rooms to equate several Sims. So that's why it's a massive house. And even though I intend to continue to play and then start now moving out spares, I still felt like the house deserved to be grand and worthy of 10 generations. And so here we are. It is definitely a house that I found off of Google, because your girl does not have the creative juices to figure out exactly what kind of house I want to build and the style I want to build it in and how the floor plan should be. No, I go to Google to determine that. Of course, I make my minor tweaks and things here for what will work in the game, but I go to Google. So I found this lovely house that I felt was worthy of it. I've had to make minor tweaks. The roofing changed several times over me building this. This took me actually weeks to build, if I want to be honest with you, because I was getting frustrated, but I wanted to challenge myself. The final product I am very much proud of. I will be honest with you, even though this will be up on the gallery, it's gonna be a lot of packs because I was building with the intention to be playing in it with my current family, and I have 98% of the packs. I don't have like a few of the kits and the Star Wars pack. That's what I do not have at the current moment. So I kind of just built with my entire arsenal, what I have in my build and buy mode. So if you do not have all of that stuff and you want to download this house, I do apologize about that. But that being said, like I said, it took me some time because it is a massive house. I had to take a lot of breaks, and I would take breaks, come back, and we'll make tweaks. So there are going to be cuts and jumps in this speed build because honestly, I thought it was going to take the normal length that it took me to build houses, which is usually about 3 to 4 hours-ish. Maybe, and I figured maybe take another hour or so because it's a bigger house and I wanted to do more with landscaping and things of that nature. So I figured it would take longer, but I didn't think it would take weeks. So yeah, I figured you wouldn't need to watch every single thing, so you will see some jump and changes in the speed build and be like, wait a minute, when did that happen? It did. I just didn't record while I was building at certain points because it was gonna get tedious. But anyway, the real point of me doing this whole speed build was to just rant about how I feel about the game, because the state of the game is very stale and buggy. And for me, who this is really the only game that I play and I use it as a stress reliever, it's kind of a problem for it to be that way, to be stale and buggy, and then getting packs that are not up to standard and buggy. So the last time I uploaded a Let's Play on my channel, we were getting ready to get the My Wedding Stories, and yes, My Wedding Stories did put a major bad taste in my mouth. I don't know if you know the whole fiasco of us getting a pack that did not work on release. I was already getting frustrated with the game, to be honest, because yes, it was getting buggy, but also for me personally, the packs weren't coming that I didn't have full interest in. Cottage Living, despite me loving it and actually loving it more than I thought, because I wasn't one of the simmers that was looking forward to a farming pack. Even though I don't really necessarily want a regurgitation of Sims 3 just in Sims 4, there are definitely certain packs because of my play style, how I like to play, that I'm looking forward to being in the Sims 4, at least a Sims 4 version of it, at least, because I know they are in previous generations of this game, is what I wanted. And even though we're not getting it, if we're not getting it, as long as the packs are interesting and work and have good gameplay, I can hold off knowing that the packs that I want will eventually come, because I was dying for university and we eventually got it, and I enjoyed the university pack. Yes, it's not the best, but I still enjoy it nonetheless. I still make all of my Sims, for some reason or another, try to get into university if I can. Like even my current legacy household that is in this, the spares are in the household. The spare has a spouse that recently joined the house, and I'm like, before I kick him out, should I let him go through university and get that degree? And my heir, her spouse, doesn't have a degree, and I'm thinking, oh, should I do that? Like, it's a pack that I want to constantly use, and I feel like even if it's a pack that I don't want, I want to be able to constantly want to use it. And that goes for Cottage Living. I may not necessarily want a farming pack, but I actually miss my farming family. But because of glitches that have happened since Cottage Living, I've kind of been like, it's getting frustrating. The gardening stuff that is constantly always landing in your household inventory. For me in my game personally, I've had buggy bunnies, buggy chickens, buggy cows, and that can get frustrating when you're trying to raise a farm. And I know it's not necessarily on my stage either, because I have a few saves that they're in Henford on Bagley, but it's not a pack that I wanted. So the bugs, yes, they're frustrating, but I'm like, okay, well, I can just go to one of my non-farming families and play them. But then when I get to them, they're buggy too. And I'm just like, when can I win? And to be honest, I'm really looking forward to either a music, like a band type pack, or a generation pack. And we're not getting that. Even though I wasn't super excited for my winning stories, I was like, okay, I can use it because it's some form of family gameplay. I always have my Sims, usually for the most part, my Sims are getting married. Whether they're getting married young or old, I usually have my Sims tend to get married, and I like to have some type of weddings and different types of weddings. So the pack did appeal to me. So watching all the people that got early access, watching them deal with frustrating bugs, and in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? It happens. I've seen it before with different early accesses because I've gotten deep into watching a lot of the videos for the Sims community. People that are game changers or whatever they're called now. What Creator Network or whatever it is. Like, I've watched them with their early access. I watched several different people with early access stuff, and the mere fact that all of them had the same sentiment with my wedding story, and then on release the pack was still basically the same thing. And I'm just like, and then they didn't make a statement about it. And I know, to be honest with you, I am not 100% blaming the Sims 4 devs on this, because I know they have higher ups that they have to answer to. I know it's a whole big hierarchy thing about this. I'm not completely blaming them. I still wish that they were more transparent. Like, I feel like they go through ins and out of being fully transparent with the status of what's going on with the game. They're all of a sudden loud now because we have the werewolves pack coming out. And I'm not an occult player, so I'm not super excited about this pack. It seemed interesting. The trailer is nice. Trailers are always nice, to be honest. But the blog post did give a little bit more interest with the pack, because like I said, I'm not an occult player. And even though I played, I don't even remember what it's called, in Sims 3, the pack that had all the occults, basically. I played it. I had a household that had every other occult but a werewolf. I never played a werewolf in The Sims 3. I didn't care to really play them, so I wasn't really looking forward to that pack in The Sims 4. But I knew it was gonna come. I'm not gonna be mad about it. I knew it was gonna come eventually. But I figured once it was coming, it was going to be good, at least because I had the mindset of how vampires were. Mermaids were trash. I was hoping mermaids were going to be on the same level of vampires, but they weren't. Spellcasters, I can't fully, to be honest, give my opinion on spellcasters, because when I was really playing with spellcasters and doing my spellcasters LP, my computer broke, and I've tried to go back to that save, but it's kind of it wouldn't load for a long time. So I really haven't gone back to try and see if I can load back into it. And because I don't play with occults very often, I'm waiting on that save to load so I can play with spellcasters again. I enjoyed playing them in that moment, but I can't give it a full opinion because I didn't get to fully enjoy them like I did with vampires. I'm not an occult player. I enjoy them when I enjoy them, and then I leave them in that save, and that's it. I don't need them to flood my family gameplay that I like to play on a normal basis. So even though I probably will eventually get this werewolves pack, because I like to complete my packs, even though I will never get the Star Wars pack. I like to complete my collections of things, because that's how I was with The Sims 3 as well. I actually am more hesitant on buying this pack because I still have a bad taste from my wedding stories. And that's how I feel. Even though we've had patches to fix my wedding stories since then, I honestly still am kind of traumatized into going into playing and seeing if the weddings actually work. Even though people say it work and it's better than it was before, I'm still kind of wary of it. I had plans to use this pack for several different families, and I don't want to go into it hoping for this wonderful moment and something not working. And that's my frustration. I don't like bonding with these Sims that I've created and spend time with and looking for these special moments and not getting those special moments because the game is buggy. It's different if there's just certain things not there, but if the game is buggy, then what? Game, and then there's no real gameplay. Like, I want them to give us something with more depth. And I try not to compare the games because, to be honest, I have not played Sims 3 in years. And so it's still more of a memory than me really having nostalgia of please bring everything forward. I just feel like I remember spending more hours being involved in gameplay in Sims 3 than I was in Sims 4. Sims 4 is pretty. I'm tired of always looking at pretty. I want to play. And I feel like we're not getting that. I hope that we will. Well, you know what? Hold on. Let me correct that. We are getting stuff, because to be honest, we're getting quality of life to the base game with a lot of different things. The nail update, getting more afro textured hairs, the skin tone update, and a lot of different things have been coming to base game. The likes and dislikes, just a lot of things. And then now with the werewolves pack, there's talks of body hairs coming to base game. So I know they're doing a lot of stuff to the base game to really make base game so much better than what it was. And I feel like I had, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know, the word is not coming to me. I gave The Sims 4 more room to do things because this was the first game that I followed from release until where it is now. When I got into The Sims 3, Sims 3 was literally kind of near the end of its run because I came when University came out. I think 2 more expansion packs came out after University, and then there was the announcement of Sims 4. Sims 4 is a game that I've followed and played since its release in 2014. So I watched the game grow, and so I've given it a lot of room because it's the first time I've seen a game go from that. But it's not until more recently that I realized how bare minimum the base game was compared to other games. But me, as someone who gave it more room, who is now getting frustrated with the game, well, not now, but I'm now getting to the point where I'm beyond frustrated with the game, I can understand why people who have been playing The Sims for many generations of this game have been way beyond frustrated at this point. Because if I am, who's someone who gave it more room, is now beyond frustrated many years after other people have been frustrated with it, I feel like it's time for you guys for the devs or something to give. Because y'all keep saying we have many more years of this game, but I don't see how that's going to work with the current status of the game and the quality of the packs that you guys are giving us. Because I don't know, are you intending to discontinue nickel and diamonds for the next how many years until you give us Sims 5, and then you're going to start our Sims 5 on the same level? And I'm kind of at this point now where I'm not even sure if I even care what you do with Sims 5. Just like, can we get a proper fix to Sims 4 before you even go near a Sims 5? I know they're already probably working on it, of course. I can't stop them from doing that, but I don't know. I felt like even when I was playing Sims 3, it felt like a more complete game when it was ending, and I don't feel like Sims 4 is near that, but we've been in this for so many more years than we have in The Sims 3. So I don't know. That's how I've been feeling. So because of that, I've been burnt out with the game, and I've been trying to keep up the energy and keep my LPs going. I didn't want to cancel them. I actually do still want to come back to them and bring life back into them. But I need to not feel burnt out with the game. And the building is helping, and actually playing this family is kind of getting me back into that. But I need something to give me to really want to play these families and continue their stories. I have stories, but I need more to do. I am tired of doing the same things over and over again. I feel like we're just not getting what we need. But I've been ranting enough as it is. The speed through is kind of almost over. We're kind of getting through, and I'm gonna actually show you guys in game. Usually I just show you guys screenshots and kind of end it there, but I'm gonna actually meet you guys in game with the speed build. It's kind of winding off here, so I'm gonna let you guys kind of see the rest of the build and see it coming together, and then I'll meet you guys in game. Alright guys, so here we are finally in game. As my 11th generation, almost said 10th, 11th generation is swimming in their brand new pool, even though it's not really brand new for them, because I've actually played in the house for about a week or almost 2 sim weeks at this point now. I'm kind of going to let my house do as they may, because it's Sunday, it's Pride Day, and it's officially Pride Month in the real world, so happy Pride Month to all of those who celebrate it and support. But also, like I said, I'm gonna just let them kind of do what they may. They should be good. Hopefully no one does anything detrimental to themselves. Please behave, you guys. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys off the final house. Well, technically some parts of this house won't be what you guys will download, because I've put down my Sims personal items, because like I said, this house is for a family that I've played for several generations. So this is the final product. I think the only major changes you guys will have is on the 3rd floor. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what I did and how I am playing in it for my Sims, but it'll be a little different for you guys if you download it off the gallery. So this is the 3rd floor. It has a gym space and then a spa over here. Here we kind of have career rewards and a office space and a bathroom over here. And then I think for you guys it should be like a movie gallery, but for me it is basically kind of like my attic in a sense. It's literally extra career rewards and stuff that I didn't need from previous generations, or stuff that I don't use anymore. I need to actually repair that. This is technically my son, I was about to say 3rd spare, but he's kind of more of a 2nd spare. His space, because he's technically still in university, so this is kind of where he's a geek anyway, and he's on the esports team for his university, so he kind of uses his space anyway for his own. Also, there's a closet over here, and then when we go down to the next floor, which is kind of the floor where the kids and spare are staying, spares are on this side and kids are on this side. I probably should turn the lights on so you guys can see everything. Turn on all lights. I didn't even do that, so let me take you back upstairs. Okay, so this is what upstairs looks like, all brightened up. Yeah, this is what upstairs looks like, all brightened up. Like I was saying, everyone's up here. Okay, there we go. Not everyone. There he is, coming up to his personal space. And then this is the 2nd floor. If you guys download here, these rooms will be slightly different because they were separated into 2 different toddler rooms. Because when I was initially building the house, the kids were toddlers. I hadn't played since I did the current household video on them months ago. So because of me losing the previous generation. So why is she sad? Hold on. So I hadn't been in a while and didn't realize that the kids were getting ready to age up literally to kids in like I think 2 sim days by the time I came back. So I really did need toddler rooms. So this is kind of what they live with now. We also ended up having another child, so I had to upchuck and keep the twins together and then give the toddler their own space for now. I also wanted to show you guys my gallery wall of pictures. I didn't really get to show you them in the current household, but yeah, these are my generations of pictures throughout several different generations. You kind of see, like, I tried to use the different filters to kind of give a variation to show that which is old pictures, what are newer pictures, things like that, to kind of give a little depth to my pictures. I love this feature. It is only kind of like the latter half of pictures of generations, but I do have some selfies from my founder over here. My founder is here, and then her husband is here, because back then all we had was really selfies. It wasn't until we got to like toward the end of the generation that we had better options of taking pictures. So that's why it's more of the latter. There are some pictures from older generations that are like selfies, but they're smaller ones, so I didn't get to get bigger variations from them because that's all we had back then. But it's cool. I like that I have all these different pictures throughout my different generations. I love that they've preserved as well, because I definitely have had in different saves pictures disappearing. And then this is our 3rd floor. Did I completely show you? No, I got lost in the pictures. And then we have 2 rooms over here. These rooms are kind of going to be the same when you download it, because all I added was the personal touch for the the spares that are living in these rooms. And that's it really for upstairs. The kids kind of have a private nook over here. Music is very much prevalent for this generation, so of course we have a grand piano. I think we technically also have one in the household inventory because we won one more than once because of many generations being in the music career. And then they have their own, I have a little hallway down here to her private. They all have their own bathroom. Each room has their own bathroom. And then the main floor. Dang, this radio broke too. All right, I need to fix some things around the house. And then over here we have like the main living room with the fireplace and chess table and all the kind of like fancy things. The liquor thing. And I tried to make it look kind of the bougie, the room that they don't really sit in very often, basically. And there's a few more pictures here, and then it's right off the formal dining space, which is connected to a bar area. And then we go into the kitchen with a smaller dining table and a less formal living space where actually they kind of do actually hang out here more often. Then there's an office off the kitchen, a smaller one though, and then a laundry room. There's a little decorative pantry. There's also a bathroom here. And then next to the big living room is the main office for the heir. And then they have their master suites with their huge bathroom that leads into huge closets. I did follow a floor plan for this house, so that's why, to be honest, there's some useless space in the sim world. But I like it. I felt like the house needed to be something worthy of 10 generations, and I actually feel like this house says that. The previous house, even though I loved it, I felt like it was just tall. That's all it was, just tall and cluttered, and there were some weird spaces. So I actually really do enjoy this house a whole lot more. I feel like I probably still might make if I can get my words together. Still having trouble with that. I'm hoping that I probably will still make some minor tweaks along, because I still plan to play this generation as long as the save holds up, because it's been 10 generations and it's starting to show its signs of being 10 generations. That's why I'm also thinking of moving the spares out to make less sense in the household as well. But anyway, like I said, I want to continue to play in this household, so I'm really enjoying this house for what it is right now. It's very expensive, yes. And why is my aunt and her husband sitting in the diving board? There's so many other spaces for y'all to sit. It is a heat wave. Y'all enjoy the pool. Swim some laps. Swim with your husband, because y'all just sitting inside the diving board. But anyway, yeah, so this is the house. I hope you guys enjoyed this speed build, enjoyed my rants about my feelings of the game, how I feel about my channel and the status of things to come. I hope you guys stuck around all the way through and enjoyed the speed build, and will download this house and maybe playing it one day, or even just have it in your game. If you did enjoy this video, and if I can get my words, if you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and leave your comments and suggestions down below. Hit that like button because you know you want to. Subscribe if you haven't, and hit that bell button to get notified every time I upload a video. And until next time, guys, bye.